Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. In this video, we're going to be talking about what your ex is thinking after a breakup, as well as what their whole experience is like during this whole process. I know that many times it can seem very opaque and difficult to actually understand what your ex is thinking or experiencing through this whole journey. Many times what they seem to be doing is not actually in alignment with how they feel or what is going on in their mind. So we're going to be talking about this and explaining to you what's going on with your ex. So obviously, initially after a breakup, your ex is probably going to feel a sense of relief. You know, for most breakups, this is something that has been building up for a while. There's been some sense of dissatisfaction or some sense that this relationship isn't working. And, many times your partner has to work up the courage to actually break up with you. And so they kind of sit with this thought for a while. Is it really that bad? Maybe we can make things work. I don't know. Maybe it's just in my head. I'm not sure. Maybe this is maybe normal stuff that normal couples deal with, right? And so it goes from that to okay, maybe this isn't right. Maybe I could, get into a better relationship. Maybe something else is better out there. And they're getting this preparation ready for this breakup to happen. And so obviously after the breakup happens, there's a sense of relief. Okay, whew, I did it. It's done. I can breathe a sigh of relief. This thing has been hanging over me for, days, weeks, months. But okay, I finally did it. So that's the first thing that your ex is probably feeling after a breakup, is a sense of relief. The second thing that they're probably thinking or feeling after a breakup is some sort of actual disappointment. This can be a little bit surprising for people, but it's true. Your ex is going to feel at least a little bit disappointed. We all get into a relationship hoping for the best, hoping that we can, somehow make it work, hoping that this can be the relationship that's going to last us for the rest of our lives, that this is going to be the great romance that we're going to be in until the day we die. And maybe that is true, but when you have a relationship that doesn't work out, that falls apart for some reason or other, it can be emotionally disappointing. You think, okay, I thought that this was going to be the one. I thought that this was going to be the great relationship that I was going to have for the rest of my life. I thought that we were going to somehow make it work. And when you realize and come to terms with the fact that, okay, this wasn't it, you're going to feel a little bit disappointed because you probably went into that relationship hoping for the best, hoping that this was going to be the relationship for you. And so there is this sense of disappointment after you come out of that other side. By the way, if you're liking this video and if you like these other videos that I do, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for this video. It does help us out on YouTube and it does help us out with the algorithm. So it's a free way to support this channel, is to hit that thumbs up button. Okay, so sign number 3 that your ex is thinking after a breakup, and stick around to the end because number 5 is going to be a little bit weird. So just go ahead and stick with us. But thing number 3 is they're going to feel a bit of prideful stubbornness. Okay, they've gone through this process of building up to this breakup. They've gone through this process of working up the nerve to actually do it. And once they actually hit that decision point of breaking up with you, there's going to be this sort of stubbornness that kicks in, okay? This is what we call the law of consistency. That is to say, they have done something, break up with you, so they're going to act consistently with that previous action. That's to say, they're going to defend their choice to break up with you. They're going to act consistently with someone who has broken up with you. They're going to search for reasons to justify that action, and they're going to continue to act consistently with this. Now, at this point, a lot of people might say, okay, that's it. There's no breaking the law of consistency. There's no possible way they can change their mind. Not true. We've talked about in many other videos on this channel how your ex may change their mind, how they go through this process of changing their mind. And it definitely can happen, but you are going to be up against this sort of upward, going against the stream kind of energy here as you go against this law of consistency. Now, what you want to do is obviously slowly change your ex's mind. And the way that you do this is through focusing on the emotional connection. You probably heard me say this on many videos on this channel, but the most important thing that you can focus on is the emotional connection. I know that there are so many things that we can get sidetracked on. Who's initiating first in text messages, rebound relationships, long distance, emojis that people are saying, who said this, who said that, all that sort of stuff. But if you just focus in on the emotional emotional connection, that's where you want to, really dial it in on, because we make decisions based off of how we feel. Even though your ex is probably very logical. Many times I work with people and they say, yeah, my ex is so logical. They have zero connection to their emotions. And even those people make decisions with their feelings. I promise you they do. They just sort of rationalize whatever choice they made later on with their mind. But what you want to do is you want to work on the emotional connection first and foremost, because as the emotions start to shift, their rationalization hamster is going to start recontextualizing things in order to make sense moving forward. Okay, but yeah, you want to focus on the emotional connection. By the way, if you want to learn more about how to actually focus on the emotional connection, we do have our video playlist on the advanced relational skills. It is right up there. A lot of times people have said it's been really helpful for them. It's been sort of the foundation of what we've taught for the past, 10 years or so, that we've been, helping people with relationships. And since we've released the X Solution program, which is our core course and core product, when it comes to helping people get back together with their ex, which we, put together. We had our first customer in May 2011. Kenny, by the way, was his name. That happened about 10 years ago, and we've been helping people since then with breakups and relationships and all that stuff. So ESP, Advanced Relational Skills, those are the core foundation of what we've been teaching here. But anyway, moving on. The fourth thing that your ex is thinking after a breakup is a search for validation, building off of that law of consistency and building off of that validation-seeking, kind of behavior is them looking for some sort of evidence that they made the right choice. This is why your ex often paints you in a poor light after a breakup. They say that you were this terrible person, this awful person, even though it may not even be true. I mean, sure, maybe there's some truth to it. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know the specifics of your situation, but they may sort of twist, add to, stretch the truth a little bit. And the reason why is because they're trying to justify their choice. They're trying to say, okay, I made the right choice in ending this relationship. It was the right thing to do. If you just look at my ex, they were a constant liar. They could never be trusted, all that sort of stuff. Maybe that's not exactly the truth. Maybe it's a little bit of an exaggeration. And that is because they're basically just looking for some sort of story to tell themselves that they made the right choice. And this is where you get a lot of this sort of petty behavior that often comes after a breakup. Now, you may not get this depending on your ex and their personality and all that, but you may get some behavior like them trying to make you jealous, them trying to make it seem like their life is better off than yours or something like that, because they're trying to tell themselves this story of like, I made the right choice. I made the right choice. Look at how I have this amazing new rebound partner who's like a millionaire supermodel, all that stuff. Or look at how I made the right choice. Look at how you're desperate and jealous and all of this stuff. I made the right choice by breaking up because you clearly don't have it together. So there's often this validation-seeking behavior that they look for when it comes to moving forward, because they want to know that they made the right choice. Now, sometimes this may just happen in their own mind. Sometimes they may take it out into the real world and try to elicit certain responses from you by posting things on social media or whatever. But they are basically looking to tell themselves a story that they made the right choice. And the fifth thing that your ex is thinking through all of this. By the way, if you like all this information that we're giving out, please make sure that you're on our email newsletter. It's over at modernlove.life/newsletter. You can find a link for it down in the description box below this video. We'll send you more tips, advice, and strategies to help you with all of this. It's totally free to sign up. But anyway, that's down below. The last thing that we're going to be talking about in this video that your ex is thinking, I mean, they could be thinking anything, but the last thing that your ex is thinking after a breakup is they're just kind of curious about how you're doing. The two of you were in a relationship. In one way or other, your lives were entwined together. And as this relationship comes apart, there's going to be a natural curiosity for them to be like, oh, how are you doing with all of this? How are you handling all of this? Now, granted, yes, some of this is going to be that search for validation. but there's also that part of them that still cares for you in a certain way, that still remembers all of the positive reasons why the two of you got together in the first place. And it's this sense of curiosity that is really them, that sort of habit that the two of you have from your relationship of turning toward one another and saying like, hey, how are you doing with all of this? How was your day? How was that thing that happened to you? Let's connect. Let's see how this all went. And there's going to be that part of them that wants to just turn towards you and say, hey, this is really tough. Hey, I don't know how we're supposed to interact with one another moving forward from here. Hey, I don't know what this is supposed to be like. Hey, am I supposed to be feeling this way? Are you feeling this way too? And there's going to be this curiosity about how you're doing. And that's one reason why other people on other channels may, recommend that you use things like the no contact rule as your sole tool, because they're trying to leverage this sense of curiosity. If you just fall off your ex's radar for a month or whatever, they may get curious and just be like, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? How has this whole month or whatever been for you? Are you having a hard time like I am or whatever? And that can happen. Of course, I don't necessarily agree with the whole no contact thing, that it should be your only tool, that you always have to do it, that if you just do it, just trust the plan, just wait for your ex to crawl over broken shards of glass, etc. But that is one thing that it can leverage if you are going to do it. But anyway, once again, I hope you found this video helpful. Hit that thumbs up button for the algorithm. And if you do want to join us on our free newsletter to get advice, tips, and strategies for your relationship, please head on over to modernlove.life/newsletter and sign up. It's totally free. We give you a nice report when you sign up, and you get a lot of cool tips and advice and strategies in your email inbox to help you out. But anyway, thank you so much. Please take care, and I will talk to you in the next video.